Hey, what's up? So, the world of remasters. Hey, look, man, look. I will never forget my first experience with a remaster. And that was the original Resident Evil. That was the first time I'd ever seen them do such a thing with any game at all. It was the first time I've seen it, and the first time I can remember it ever happening. You can let me know. That was for me. That was my first experience. Was the first Resident Evil one, which was originally on the PlayStation One. And then they had a director's cut as well, which is funny. And I forget exactly what the differences were. They were minor. And I remember preferring the original. I had rented the director's cut, um, but I had the original was like the first of its kind for me, the first of that genre, the first time I ever experienced a game that was like anything like that at all. So that was what I compared everything to. And I had never gotten into Silent Hill, and I always wanted to, but just never did. Anyways, then they made the the remake, the remaster, whatever. It was a different. There was one word for it back then. Now there's two for whatever reason. But they put it on the GameCube. They did Resident Evil on the GameCube, and it was literally the same exact game, just redone visually, like just enhanced, like by 1,000 times, man. And so if you know the Resident Evil, the original one, the remake thing on like PS4 and PC and stuff, that's actually just an HD version of the GameCube version. They didn't do much with it. They HD'd it up, which is what we see every supposed remake going on right now. I'm just like, every time I see it, I'm like, here we go again. It's just gonna be another HD port. Dude, for a second, I was excited for Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2, and I never played those. I had only ever played Blood Omen. I remember trying. I don't even remember which one. It might have been the first 3D game after Blood Omen, but I was like, no, this ain't the same, which is, that's, happens, I guess, whatever. But I had a preference for Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, which is a little closer to Diablo than like a brawler 3D type thing. Anyways, I did always want to play those more. Actually, I think I own them on GOG. I think I own they have all of them except one of them for some reason. But yeah, I have them on GOG. So, I keep forgetting. I have too many games to play, man. I have too many games to play. But anyways, that's funny. Yeah, so no, those are just basically HD updates. Not like a, so yeah, so like, I'm just like, every time I see this stuff, I'm like, dude, man, all these people talking about remakes and remasters and whatever, if you're remaster, like the least you could do is do something like what Resident Evil did, the original one, and not the GameCube to PC port, the PlayStation 1 to GameCube version. Like, that was, maybe that is that what this, like, they're all new devs, right? So they don't realize that the new, the new whatever, the generations of consoles, man. I'm done with it. Anyways, PS4, PC, like, right, was an HD update to the GameCube version. It wasn't an actual enhancement much. I'm not trying to trash it or anything. It's beautiful, like, it's gorgeous. I own the games. I they're cool, but like, oh, I forgot I just booted this PC. I don't have Steam open. Anyways, I don't know, man. You know what it reminds me of? This whole remaster stuff right now, especially after I saw they're doing Days Gone. I'm like, Days Gone is still absolutely insanely gorgeous, man. I haven't even tried The Last of Us, man. Like, but I beat that twice already, and I remember I tried it starting a third playthrough because I was gonna beat it on the hardest. Oh yeah, no, I got anyway. I'm getting way off topic. I got a few hours into the hardest difficulty on The Last of Us, and then I got to the part where you're hanging upside down. I tried that, like, I don't know, several times, and I was like, I uninstalled the game. I was like, nah, I'm out. Anyways, yeah. So, but The Last of Us is really slow. It's kind of why I played Uncharted 4 again too, which I thought was a 10/10 game as a one time and first time playthrough, you know. A 10, man. It's an excellent game. But like as far as replaying the campaign, it's so slow, dude. It's so boring. It's so slow. But yeah, it's hard to play again. So it just need more time between playthroughs before you can go back and play that. I like the multiplayer in Uncharted games though. Multiplayer is pretty fun and good. I like it. I've never played it hardcore, but I like it a lot. I think they did a really good job on it. Actually reminds me of like because people will trash on it, right? Whatever. But like it makes me think of God of War as well, like the God of War Ascension's multiplayer. I remember, dude, when they announced, I wanted the game. I was gonna play it for you know, single player. Like I was just a big fan of the trilogy. And then when they talked about multiplayer, I was like, oh no, it's gonna ruin the game, you know. But the multiplayer was actually pretty incredible. Like it was surprising, man. I was like, holy crap, this not only does it still play like God of War and feel like God of War, but it's multiplayer, and it was, man, that deserved better, man. That was amazing what they did. Kind of like Batman Arkham Origins or even Assassin's Creed multiplayer. Very special, unique game modes and multiplayer. They're unique and good. I guess the learning curve is annoying, but I guess it depends on the gameplay. Like if you really like the game, like you're just gonna get used to it, right? I don't know. Anyways, like I remember I had a hard time with Assassin's Creed multiplayer when I first played it. Like I didn't understand it at all. It was very confusing. And then I don't remember what made me go back, but there was a point I went back, I started playing it and give it a try, and really seeing what was going on. And once you get used to it, it's epic. It was amazing. You mostly had to walk. You know, you couldn't just be running through it. But you figured out when you could run, and you know what. No, it was good. It was really good. Anyways, man. Yeah, I didn't mean to say all these things. But that's what'll happen, because like, you know, I love video games, man. I love them. Like that's always been my like #1 thing. I have a big, like, still love art. You know, but video games are like, I don't know, just been all into them like my whole life. So anyways, yeah, so the remasters, man, they're just unimpressive, and it pisses me off. And I see this news about Lunar, and I'm like, how are people excited for this? You know how long it's been since that game came out? You know, that's Sega CD, man. That's like, and I didn't like the PlayStation version because I prefer the randomized combat, man. I prefer the random combat. It makes it easier to grind where you want to grind. You know, like you could pick an area of the map that you knew would be easier for you to go just kill stuff and just, you know, pop stuff up and just level, you know, like whatever. But yeah, no, I preferred that. I preferred the randomization of the random battles. Anyways, but Lunar is old as hell, man. Like, and they're giving us the Sega CD version as a so-called remaster, right? Is that right? I didn't even really look. Because I loved the Lunar. I never played part 2, but I loved the Lunar, man. It was amazing. Is it not on Steam store yet? Was that a console only thing? Anyways, you know, I love Lunar, man. So like, when I saw that and I was like, why? I mean, remake it, man. Like, or like they didn't even like. Did they even do anything with the graphics, man? Like, holy crap, it's so stupid. And all these you know, so-called remasters, they just make them brighter. They just put some like HD filter on it, and then like it just clarifies all the like, dude, I don't. Doesn't that make you like, what the hell, man? I need a drink. Hold on a sec. Sorry. Oh man, all right. No, so dude, isn't it? It reminds me of like HDR too. Like the first time I ever tried HDR, right? Enabled HDR. Everything just goes white. Just boop, bright like white, like, and it looks terrible. It looks it's just so ugly. Oh man, dude. I don't use HDR, man. I don't know if you've ever tried. Maybe you have a different experience. I have a really good monitor that I got some time ago. It was a really good monitor. It's very nice. And HDR. I'm talking about I've tried it on PS4, didn't like it. You know what's funny? I actually preferred what the monitor has an HDR filter screen effect, right? It's so funny. I don't have it on, but I use it on my PS4. And the HDR effect filter that my monitor has was better than HDR that the PS4 was putting through. And I was like, what the hell? But anyways, yeah, this is just HDR just makes things brighter. So this just makes me think of these remasters where, like, you know, it's just brighter. They take away like the kind of what I guess it would be like, it's kind of like aperture in photo mode, but the focus of the background, right? Like it's just more clear, it's just more crisp and clear, and things are a little brighter. But it's, you know, and in most cases, a lot of times it looks better in the original version. Like, keep that muddy look, you know, whatever. Anyways, remind me of something else too. There was a couple other things, and I knew I should have noted them down, but I figured, like, that's what happens when I think about these things. I'll just start thinking about like everything related to it. So I usually don't have to take notes, but sometimes I get way too. There's so much, man. I love it. Anyways, yeah, man. Like when I'm like saying something bad about a video game, is not because I hate them, you know, like it's just because I'm like, this is stupid. like come the hell on, man. Holy crap. And people are excited for this HD update, and like, imagine it, like, or even Popful Mail, man, them doing like a remake, man. And I think about this all the time, because it seems like sometimes, or maybe almost every time in these remakes, they think they have to change the game. Like, no, just freaking update the visuals, maybe touch up some gameplay if you want to make it smoother or whatever, you know. But the you're like, we're just gonna put an HD filter on it, and bloop, here you go. We updated a little bit of music and stuff, you know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to trash on. I'm just saying, like, that is not something I would get excited for, man. Like, for real? Like, the hell? Anyways, all right. I'm gonna go now. I know I might redo this video, but because I have a jillion thoughts on this stuff, man. But I'm gonna go play some Final Fantasy Crisis Core. I started playing it. I forget why. I went on my PS4 for something. Probably play Rage League. Those players are so bad, dude. They're all so bad. And I noticed Crisis Core was on PS Plus. Oh, I think they got like that notice if you're on PlayStation, like they send you that notification, like, here's the new month's games or whatever. I think, was that it? Maybe, I don't know. I went and I was looking at PS Plus, and I saw that like almost every Final Fantasy was on there, and I was like, oh damn, these are back. And they had some new ones too that I had, because I hadn't really looked at them in a while. But they had Crisis Core, and I was like, oh, I've been kind of wanting to play that, like, you know, check it out. It didn't look very good to me. The thing about those games to me, man, Final Fantasy games, was like, I started with part 3, which was 6 in Japan, before they changed. They brought that. Never mind, dude. First game I ever played was Final Fantasy 3, aka 6. And it was, you know, turn-based, open world. Did I play? Sorry, one sec. Oh, that's right, because it was 6 in Japan. So the next game after that was 7 on PlayStation, and I loved Part 3, man. And then Part 7 was amazing, incredible, man. Wow, that game was something special. And then they started making like the third-person shooter hack and slash type things, which I wasn't against. I just was like, this isn't Final Fantasy anymore. It reminds me of Resident Evil. We went from Resident Evil 1 through 3 and Code Veronica, and to Resident Evil 4, which completely changed everything. And everybody said that's when it got better, and I was like, no, that's when it stopped being what it used to be. The same thing with Final Fantasy, and I forgot that there's been like several different series of games that have changed their gameplay styles throughout them, and I forget what the other ones were, but I was thinking, because I remember when I first saw that, I was like, is Final Fantasy the only one that's ever done that? And I'm like, that's really annoying. And then over time, I just kept noticing more games that did that, and I don't think of them off the top of my head because I don't think I ever really played them. But I know they're out there. There's other ones that did similar stuff. Anyways, but it was annoying, you know. I was like, you know, so that's why I thought Dirge of Cerberus looked really cool. I was interested in Vincent, very cool character, in 7. But I saw the gameplay and I was like, I don't really want to play that. You know, if I want to play that, I'll go play a different version, you know. But it did look neat. Anyways, I finally got around playing that like a year ago or whatever on a ROM or something, and I was like, wow, this game's amazing. But I'm more in the mood for that stuff now. Back when I was, you know, into the, you know, older Final Fantasies, I was playing turn-based games, that genre. I was really in a turn-based genre. Or just RPGs and strategy, like all that at once, kind of, you know. They're very much alike. Trying to think of what else. I know, you know, Phantasy Star, but there's a lot of them. I remember I even tried getting into Tokyo Mirage because I had that on the Wii U, and that was cool. But I haven't been into turn-based games in a long time. I've played plenty of hours on, like, I have like 40 hours on Persona 5. So boring. They talk too much, man. Those games talk too much. That's actually the thing. They talk too much. They talk way too damn much, man. The Witcher games too, you know. People love The Witcher, and I'm not trash. I'm just saying they talk way. Just shut the hell up, dude. Like, holy crap! Why are you saying all these stupid, pointless? Anyways, I haven't really been in turn-based games in a while. I love the style of them and stuff, but yeah, no. There's that new game coming out soon, Obscura or something like that. I wonder if I can. Oops. I wonder if I can do a search real quick if I just type OB if it'll come up, but I doubt it. Let me check real quick. Oh, it did! That's funny. Wow, nice. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I don't even know if it's pronounced right, Clair Obscur. I don't know how it's pronounced. But it looks incredible. I saw that and I was like, this may get me back into turn-based games. But what really will matter the most is the dialogue, how much they freaking yap their stupid faces off, and how interesting that discussion actually is. I'm really sick and tired of 5-minute food conversations, man. Your pork, your cupcake, your turkey, chicken. Who the hell cares? Shut up. Let me play the damn game. Give me a story that matters, man. Stop wasting my time with crap. Holy ballsack, dude. You might as well have them talk about their favorite porn. Who the hell cares? Shut up! Anyways, yeah, no, that game looks really cool. That game looks awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about remasters. I know. Trying to think. I was gonna end the video too, right? And then all right. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. All right. I'll probably make a different one. Anyways, bye bye.